to mangle you green slime balls.
Anyway,
Hi, welcome
what have we been doing?
Yeah, we're welcome to the podcast.
We're welcome to the podcast.
Yes, we're welcome.
That's our new name.
What's the name of the podcast this week? Because I don't know.
Episode 3, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
We haven't even done 2.
Andy
Well,
interrupts
last one was episode 2 because we were just like, yeah, remember we haven't been here in like 17 years or something.
Yeah.
We
Right.
pulled that crap.
Yep. It was real funny too.
Yeah,
Remember when I tried to call it boogers and that was really funny?
boogers and cum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, we're the best.
Anyway,
Well,
Adam, intro
start-
this podcast.
Adam's here.
I'm here. I'm here for the first time.
Tom's here.
Bird.
He's not me.
Fucking Christ. And Michael Ando is here.
I knew he wasn't going to do
Michael
it. I
Ando's
could
here.
feel it.
Yeah.
He's going to wait. He's going to wait till the end of the podcast
He's
and then he's going to
physically
say.
not moving.
Also, Rutherford is
Someone
here.
hit his reset button. He's fucked.
My hard drive needs.
He's replaced.
Yeah,
You need to defragment your hard drive.
yeah.
So
I
welcome
need
to
to
the
delete System 32.
So welcome to the podcast. If you like our podcast, we actually put out the first one on Patreon, and now it was probably when you're hearing this. If you were on one of our Patreon supporters, the first episode is now being.
For Patreon supporters, you can get your face
your-
rubbed by
by-
a cat's asshole like Tom is right now.
Yep. I just got
Yeah.
mushroom
Mushroom stain.
Seriously.
Brown eye in your face.
We're gonna start putting these out. I think for the public. Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah, so by the time when you guys on Patreon hear this, the first episode will be out on YouTube, and then it will just keep doing that down the line.
Yeah.
So as each new episode comes out to our Patreon supporters, the previous episode will come up on YouTube. So
There is going to be exclusive Patreon videos that we want to do.
Yes.
They're not going to be able to be up on YouTube.
yes.
So
Most of those will be Let's Watches of stupid shit that Bird and I want other people to suffer through.
Yeah.
Like the highly promised Pride of the X-Men Let's Watch that we've been talking about for decades.
You got a preview of that in the Yakuza video.
I know. You know who was really excited about that? Fucking Nito.
So it was a good little teaser there.
I still want to do a Let's Watch of Faculty just so
Oh, Jesus Christ,
just so
yeah.
that can be done. that joke can be over and done with till the end of
We'll do
time.
another episode.
No. It needs to. We're gonna do like a triple feature. It'll be
no.
Faculty, Batteries Not Included,
Oh,
Yep.
and Ghost Dad.
Yo,
God damn.
man!
So wait, it's just every movie Tom doesn't want to watch. This seems kind of fucked.
But at the end, we watch 3 Caballeros,
Okay, then we're good.
and then everything goes
We'll
away.
watch the movie, and then we'll watch every episode of the new cartoon.
I know, there's a new cartoon.
Holy shit! I can't believe it.
Somebody was like, you know what? Tom Gaffron really likes the 3 Caballeros. We should put out a new series.
Whose
Make it-
wheelhouse is this
They saw
directly
one
in?
guy at Disney freak the fuck out, and they're like, "We need to make a show."
We need to turn this into like a freaky little like Scooby Doo type
buy it.
cartoon.
We saw some fat white nerd freak out over Panchito. We got to make a new series.
So we're trying to find a format for the show, but I think we're gonna start off with. We're going to go around, do a little roundtable discussion of the stuff that we're watching, reading,
There's
playing.
no table here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just let's set the stage, Ando. There's no table. We're
You're
sitting on a
breaking the fourth
couch.
wall.
Adam,
there's no
Adam and
table.
Ando are on the futon. I'm in my office chair, and Bird's in my other office chair.
Yeah.
And we're all in a line,
We're
staring
awkwardly
at the TV
staring at
that's
each
not
other
on.
and cockeyed. No one's.
Not in a basement.
Not in a basement in my house.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about what we've been watching, playing, reading, and then we'll go on to our topic of the day.
Yes.
And our topic of the day is
Blank.
blank. No, we. So Tom suggested a good one.
Atlanta Falcons.
No, what?
That's a joke from like 5 years ago that we used.
Wow. If you've watching 5 years ago. The topic is what video game transcended video games for you, where it became something more than just your average.
Yeah, like more than something that
Yeah.
you just like picked up and played. Like,
Right.
I remember the first time I played Mario 3, and I'm like, yeah, it's fucking Mario 3. Like, I like Mario, but
Right. Yeah. When did it become something more than that?
right.
Okay. All right. So, Tom, do you want to start us off? What you're
Sure.
watching, reading?
If you've been watching the BioShock videos, you know, I'm assuming at this point you probably know that I started BioShock 2, and now I've stopped playing it. Because
we hit a port.
well, here's the thing. I'm enjoying the game, and I like the little sister mechanic where you like have them take the little juice out of the guy. They take the atom.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, I'm a fully grown adult, and I didn't get the fact that the shit that you use to use your like powery things is called Eve, and you pull out Adam from them. I just figured that out playing the second game. Like, I played through the whole first game and didn't get that.
I have
Everyone
something...
facepalm. It's fine.
No, I have one that's just as bad.
Okay.
Arlie and I will play every WarioWare game that comes out. There are different characters in that game. There are 2 little ninja girls in the game. One is named Kat. One is named Anna.
Yeah, I get it.
Ninja girls.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I didn't get that. She's like, haha, katana. I'm like, wait, what? After like years of playing this, I didn't realize it didn't dawn on me. Like
that was the sound of it flying over your head.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, katana.
But yeah, I stopped playing it because for whatever reason on the PC version, and I'm probably gonna fix it because I know you can reinstall it. But for whatever reason, I'm at a particular part in the game. It's like you run into Ahab. He's not Ahab, but he's like Ahab.
Yeah.
And the game just keeps crashing. Huh. Like, I have a little sister, and she's getting Adam for me, and I'm fighting off all these guys, and, like, no less than 30 seconds later, the game crashes. So, like, I tried not to do that, and I just tried to go about my day, and the game crashes. And I went back further on a save and loaded there and kept going, and then, like... 3 minutes later, it crashes. Like, so I can't figure out what it is.
It's taking the wind out of your sails.
It really is.
You need to
it
download
sucks.
DS Fix.
Yeah, I know. So I on PC, I stopped playing BioShock 2, and I started playing Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Yes.
I like it. I think my only complaint so far is that I wanted it to feel more like Doom.
Yeah, it's not.
And, like, I'm okay with it not being, like, as fast-paced. I think my only issue with it so far, realistically, is that finding the captains and killing them before you fight everybody else.
Oh, that's
It just
where they set off
helps.
the alarm?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
makes
it's
your
annoying.
time a little easier.
I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite part of the game.
It's like when you shoot the glass in BioShock 1.
Yeah, it's like that. But yeah, so I'm playing that. The last time we talked on the podcast, I don't know if I had beaten Senua's Sacrifice or not, but I did. Feel bad game of the year.
Yep.
Actually, by the end of the game, it's kind of feel good game of the year. It's a positive...
I still haven't finished it, but I kind of know what the ending is, and it's like...
No, don't.
Yeah, don't.
I'm not
Here's
ruining
the
it.
thing, though. The game tells you that if you die too many times, the game will end and it'll delete your save. Totally not true. That is 100% not true.
Yeah, it's
Ninja
totally
Theory
fine.
went online and they're like, yeah, whoopsie, haha. We thought we'd raise the stakes and make you guys nervous.
That's a good play.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's
It would have been nice if they would have put that in as like
An option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I really liked the game. There's a lot of psychological elements to it that if you cannot handle them, don't play it.
yeah.
Because there is some shit that's kind of fucked up. Actually, there's a lot of shit that's a lot
Yeah,
fucked
there's
up.
a lot of shit that's
But
fucked up.
yeah, it's a fantastic game. I loved it. And I'm still working my way through Yakuza Kiwami. I'm just basically like, here's my problem, and we talk about this every time we film an episode of Yakuza 0, which we just filmed tonight, by the way. Because fuck it, I don't care about breaking the fourth wall anymore. We filmed episode 7 of Yakuza 7, or Yakuza 0.
Yakuza 7's not out yet.
I know. Well, Jesus, it could be.
That'll
Who
be
knows?
out in 2 weeks, and 8 will be out 3 weeks after that.
But like, I'm just chipping my way through all of the side missions. But my favorite one, and I sent it to Ando, and I'm like, does Yakuza 6 have this in it? And it's this stupid fucking card game that you play in the Sega shop. It's that bug game I sent you.
Oh, yeah.
So it like, you pick it up and it's like bug battle, and you're like, okay, whatever. It's like a fucking stupid bug game. And then you play it, and it's like, It's just ladies dressed up like bugs.
What?
What?
It's
Yeah.
like sexy ladybugs, and then they have moves. And I'm like, this is so stupid.
Don't worry, we're getting there in 0.
Yeah. But
Because
like,
there's a game just like it almost.
there's like those side missions that like you have to do to a certain point, and then you can play Majima in them. So like you can do bowling, and then you play Majima, and then you can get like, because he's got a whole side quest thing where it's like you can level up all of his moves and stuff. So you have to do all those to get those too. But yeah, so Wolfenstein New Order, barely touched Mario, but I'm still playing it, and Yakuza Kiwami 1 still going strong. I finished the last Five Nights at Freddy's book recently, because if there was ever a series that had interesting lore but very bare minimum gameplay mechanics, that was it. The new game looks fucking hard as shit, and I have no interest in playing it. I feel like it's going to give me a hemorrhage. But yeah, so that's basically what I've been up to. Working on songs and shit.
All right,
Ando?
Bird. I was gonna
Bird,
say, let's do Bird. We'll get the Gaffrons out of the way.
Okay, so Bird. So I've been streaming Shining Force 1.
Which is a fucking delight.
If you've been watching that, Gong is the best. Gong can't fucking see, but he's the best.
Yes.
He will light your ass on fire. We're gonna make Gong shirts and Gong Appreciation Month.
Will
So
he
be
light
ready
my
for it.
country music award on fire?
Yes, exactly. So tune in to more stream. Probably gonna stream. I don't know when this will be out, but I'll probably
Yeah,
be
I don't
streaming
know
this
when it'll be
Saturday.
Yeah, because I was
either.
going to say something too, like, because I don't know when it will air.
I mean, it'll probably go up like next week.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be streaming. My days change just because my schedule is all over the place, but keep up to date on the Facebook, and
Yeah.
I'll try to put it on the Patreon too. So,
Yep.
Anyway, so we're playing that. That's been a ton of fun. I also started playing, and I'm really into Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux on the 3DS.
That is a lot of words you just
Yes.
said.
Yeah, it's
So it was originally going to be like a numbered SMT game, and then they didn't do that. It was originally on the DS. It's basically, there's a giant thing, this giant portal in Antarctica, and you're trying to, it's going to engulf the world. You've got to stop it. You go to these giant tank things, and everything's fucked up, and there's demons.
And that sounds like a Death Clock episode.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Play more of that and then tell me, because I was interested in that.
It's very dungeon crawly, so it plays like I don't know if anyone knows like the Etrian Odyssey games or stuff like that. So it plays like that, and then if you don't know, it's got like a demon recruiting mechanic.
It's Pokemon, but with demons.
It's basically like if you had to get Pokemon by talking to them, that's kind of what it's like. And it depends on your alignment, whether you're law, which is good, neutral, or chaos. So, and then you can like fuse them together to make new ones. So I'm like finding new demons and immediately like leveling them up to a certain point. You can like analyze them, and then you get like a core. And then once I do that, then I just fuse them to make new shit.
Right.
So I'm on the 1, 2, 3, 4th area right now in that. Plus there's an optional area called the Womb of Grief, which is
Fetus of God.
Fetus of God.
pretty much.
Best stage, Fetus
it's-
of God.
and it's
Worst
based-
stage, Fetus of God.
3 hours later.
I've also been playing some stuff on the Switch. What did I just get recently? I got oh damn it! What the hell? It just came out. I've been playing Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle on there a good bit, which is fun. There's a puzzle game I got that's called like Philipix or something. It's some weird puzzle game.
it's not Lumines, so
No,
you know.
no, it's not Luminous.
What's the Octopath Traveler?
Yeah,
That one looks really good.
I almost bought that, and I bought something else.
I just keep hearing everybody talk about it. I don't know anything about it.
It's like a RPG where each chapter is like a different character.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
It's not the main character. It's like there's no main character.
Right,
Pretty much.
right.
That's
It's like
cool,
you
though.
took Final Fantasy VI and turned it kind of 3D, but they're still sprites.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like it's a 3D world almost, but
Right.
still sprites.
It looks like a
characters.
pop-up book.
Yeah.
And apparently Nintendo and Square Enix didn't know how popular it was going to be because it's like sold out in a lot of places.
yeah.
So, but there's something else that came out recently that I bought instead. What the hell was it? I don't remember. It wasn't. I bought Lost Child, and I haven't played that yet. But there's another one, and I can't think of it. I'll come back to it. Watching. I watched they put out the 6 new episodes of the Joel McHale show.
Oh, okay.
Starring Joel McHale.
Yeah.
Which is basically like his talk soup stuff.
Yeah.
But that was really funny. It's only 3 hours, and it's got, the new season's got Jack Black and Markiplier and some other people on there. So that was fun. And I'm like just getting to the end. I've been watching the several hour-long videos of beer and board games on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So I'm like right at the end of season 6 of that. So that's what I'll put that on and then I'll just play on my 3DS.
Right.
Or my 2DS or whatever.
Yeah.
I also broke out, because I was playing SMT Strange Journey, I broke out SMT 4. And that plays a lot different, and the beginning of that game is super hard. So I'm going to slowly try to get into that too.
Right.
But I've been playing so much SMT Strange Journey. That's basically what I've been doing.
Gotcha.
So that's about it.
Ando?
I thought you were going.
I'll go last.
For what I've been playing as of the last podcast, still playing Persona 3. Still don't know how I feel about it because there's no main villain. It's just like, oh, we gotta kill the shadows and get rid of this tower, and that's the theme of the game. And
Tom has a question. Is that the one with Hilter in it?
Hilter?
No.
Oh, Hilter.
No.
Hilter is in Persona
Or
1.
is it Hister?
Mr.
No.
Hister?
Mr.
It is
Hilter?
in the Japanese version, the original version, it is Hitler.
It's
I
Hitler.
knew that.
But it never.
They put cool shades on him so he's not Hitler anymore.
No. That's the thing. Okay, so this is the thing. It's Persona 2. It's
Okay.
So Persona 1 came out over here, and there's two different parts of Persona 2. One of the parts of Persona 2 didn't come over here. That's the one that has Hitler in it. In the original Japanese one,
You fight him as a boss, Adam.
Yeah, you fight him as a boss.
I don't know why, but I just know that it's a thing, and I wanted to make fun of it for a little bit.
So he's in that. And when they remade it for the PSP, they changed it in all versions of that, and he's got a pair of sunglasses on. And he's just called like the Fuhrer or something.
Persona 3.
Persona 3. I mean, it's a game. I don't know, like, and this is like the fucking terrible answer that piss off every fucking weeb on the internet, that I think I like 4 more than I like 3, and a lot of people say, oh, 3's the best, 3's great, you should play fucking 3. 3's fine. I like the cast. I just don't know where the fuck the story's going. I'm like already past like summer vacation, back in school, and I don't know who the main villain is, because there's no villain. It's just like, oh, you just got to kill the 12 shadows and then everything will be fine. Okay. Why? Other than that, if I'm playing anything else, I put Disgaea 5 on hold for some reason. I was playing that a lot and then I just stopped playing it. I think I hit a wall where I couldn't get past a boss. I got to a boss. I got to like the final chapter of the final fight of a chapter, and I thought I was doing the right thing, but I didn't, and then I got a bad end. So now I have to start the fight over again.
Oh God!
Because it was like, the story was like I have to find this person, and this person's getting attacked, and then I get to I'm in the middle of the battle. I got past the wave of enemies that were attacking this person, and then that person started attacking me. And I'm like, well, fuck you, bitch. So I attacked her, and then I got a bad end. So I'm like, well, what the fuck?
This guy's got a lot of those, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I was playing that. And then I was also playing West of Loathing as well, so I'm like, I gotta go back to something. Like, I was like, I gotta finish Persona 3. And it's fine. It just, where it's really going with the story, I'm not really sure.
Isn't that disappointing? Like when you're playing something that you know you should like, and you're playing it and you're like, I fucking hate this.
Because I really liked 4. Like, 4 is amazing. And then I played 3, and I'm like, why do people like this? I mean, it's still fine. It's still a good game so far, but I'm just like, what hype am I not getting in this?
Right.
But whatever.
And
It's
I think one of the best comparisons I can give you to that, like it would be for me, is that like so I love the Legacy of Kain series.
Yeah.
But like Blood Omen 2 is fucking trash. Like it sucks.
Yeah.
And you play it and you're like, man, I'm really gonna love this. And I'm playing it. I'm like, I love this though, right? Don't I love this?
Yeah.
Don't I'm supposed to.
Like I looked at my time clock and it's like already 25 hours into this game, and I'm like, well, I guess I already invested this much time in it. I
might as well
fucking
keep
just
going, yeah.
I'm halfway through it apparently. Watching just last night of the time that we recorded this, we watched the first episode of a show on HBO called Sharp Objects.
Okay.
It's fucking weird.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's about Amy Adams is a reporter, and her boss tells her to move back to her hometown to get pictures of Spider-Man. That's wrong. She has to go back to her hometown because girls are getting killed, and she has
By
to go
Spider-Man's radioactive sperm.
by his radioactive
Jesus.
sperm. So she has to she has to go back to see like, oh, it's like it'll be a good piece. It'll be a good story because people are getting killed in the town that you live in. Blah blah blah. So she goes back to her hometown, and through the course of the first episode, it flashes back of like her childhood, and Amy Adams Jr. is played by Beverly from the It remake.
Oh, okay.
So,
It's a good
but
casting
it's
choice.
yeah, it looks like her.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird when they keep flashing back. I'm like, that looks like what she would look like probably.
Yeah.
But it's like a good story. It's like a really creepy like crime drama story of like her trying to figure out who's killing all these girls in her hometown.
Right.
And like the way the first episode ends is really fucking weird. Like I can't even fucking say because it doesn't. I don't fucking understand it.
She pulls a bunch of red seeds out of the last dead girl's mouth.
Yes, yeah. It ends up being the Red Seeds mystery. But that's what I've watched recently. Other than that, I watched a big movie marathon on the Shudder app because it was Joe Bob Briggs' last drive-in, and he played a bunch of old like horror movies from like the 70s and 80s and stuff. And if you have the Shudder app, because it fucked up the day that it streamed, because way too many people were trying to watch it, it bombed. The thing fucked up. So to make up for it, he put up all of the movies that they played in the marathon. You can watch them one by one if you want, and they still have all his commentary in. And
That's cool.
it's worth watching. Download it for the free 7-day trial and watch these movies, like mainly Hellraiser, Reanimator,
Fuck yeah.
shit like that. Like he played a bunch of like really good horror movies.
True.
And
The
his
microphone is
commentary,
not for you to headbutt.
the commentary is really good. Like he has like a lot of like they played Sleepaway Camp.
Uh-huh.
They had he had the woman on that played Angela, and like there was a really cool like stuff I didn't know about the movie, like behind the scenes stuff. And like she was talking about like weird shit about the movies and stuff. So there's like a lot of weird shit like between the movies and like during the movies he'll pop in and talk about them.
That's cool.
So if you're into that kind of shit, download Shudder at least for the 7-day trial
stop
and
that.
watch some of those. So that's what I watched. What I've been listening to, the new Gorillaz album came
Oh,
out
shit, I forgot
between
about
the
that.
time of the last recording and this. And it's the most chill as fuck album I've ever listened to.
Uh-huh.
Like it makes me want to buy the CD, install it onto my like OG Xbox, and make it the soundtrack for San Andreas.
Okay.
It has that kind of feel.
Yeah.
That's the feel that album has, and I'm
Nice.
like, fuck, I want to play San Andreas while listening to this.
That's like spot on.
yeah.
I did hear the one song that Jack Black's in the video for.
Oh yeah, Humanity.
That's a good song.
That's a good fucking song.
And I'm not the biggest Gorillaz fan, but that's definitely a decent song. So.
Like-
Gorillaz.
That's a good, like, if I can recommend like a CD, like listen to that one. Reading, I've just been catching up on old comics. I've posted on Bird's Wall that Stiltman and Lady Stiltman were in a old issue of Deadpool.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was
So that was
great.
it. I read that one, and I finally read issue 800 of Spider-Man.
Nice.
That's a fucking issue. Like, if you don't, like, there's a lot to catch up on, but read fucking issue 800 of Amazing Spider-Man. It's fucking good.
Nice.
Okay, so
All right, Adam.
what I've been playing.
Haha. Tell us all about it, stud.
So
Tell us about it, stud.
if you've been watching the channel for any period of time, you know that a couple years ago when Bloodborne came out, I bought it because I wanted to try my hands at it, and I heard it was an excellent
cool
game.
like the rest of
I wanted to
us.
be cool like everyone else.
Fitted.
I wanted to be hip to all those Bloodborne memes.
I rage quit that fucking game and sold it. I
love
I
that
quit
you
that
didn't
day.
just keep it.
No, I took
play
it to
it for another
GameStop. I
time.
said,
You
I told
sold
them,
that shit.
I said, get this
Like
out of
a
my
little
fucking
bitch.
life. I told that to the person. So, and then we did our, well, I guess I should preface it. I played God of War.
Right.
Beat God of War. So similar kind of fighting.
Yeah,
like, kind of. I get it.
I would say there
It's
are some
not-
similarities
it's not,
in the combat
Yeah,
there.
it's not spot on, but just like trying to get good, especially with that Valkyrie boss fight,
Yes.
kind of brought my I can get good at this, and my new gauntlet of I'm going to try to play hard games and beat them, like the whole Cuphead thing.
Right.
And then we did the Havel fight,
Uh-huh.
which kicked my ass. But the whole time I'm playing, I'm like, oh, I think I might be getting this.
Yeah.
There's something here that I
There's
should be
something
doing.
here I might understand now.
Right.
I am nearly at the end of Dark Souls 3.
Yeah,
I
you are.
Fucking love it.
How many more tries did it take for you to beat Pawn of Solvian?
A couple more.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Did you immediately get invaded when you walked through the door afterwards?
I was like,
No.
dude, play offline as soon
No,
as you
I
beat
played.
him.
I've been playing offline because I know that shit happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen. I want to play the game. I don't want to be fucked with.
Yeah.
When we filmed some stuff, I came over and he was
Yeah.
fighting Pontiff. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the guy.
Pontiff is tough, man.
This is a boy. This is a boy you want to
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
But it's that rhythmic.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me when the little tricks I caught from playing Cuphead. That those little tricks of catching it, and almost like it's like musical.
Yeah. You have to
And
just find the rhythm to it.
once
and
you
go.
get it, I'm in. So it's been a great time, and I get it. I get why everyone loves it. I'm absolutely all in.
So
I'm Ando.
Now only
There it was.
Now I just have to get on the fucking train.
There you go.
By the way, I own Dark Souls 3. I beat the first boss without dying. I just got to get back into it. So
Adam,
Yes.
you're going to appreciate a thing that's in Archdragon Peak because you told me you were there.
Yep.
You're going to find something in Archdragon Peak and you're going to go, fuck. And it's going to be fantastic. And when you get there, I want you to text me and I want you to be like, hey, I found it and fuck you.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I just beat the dragon, and I didn't go any further because I know the Nameless King is in there, and fuck me.
He will fuck your shit.
So I don't want to do that. I'll do that later.
But yeah.
It's
So your plans after Dark Souls 3, you told me earlier, are
I'm
to
going to
play
play
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. I'm going to buy that game again and beat it.
Can I tell you, for real? And
realsies?
I know that I am a From Software whore at this point.
Yep.
But can I tell you that Bloodborne might have my favorite aesthetic in any video game ever?
It's.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's your
I-
boy
I know, I
HP
love it.
back with them creepy fish
yeah.
of
people.
course. It's fucking grim, dark, and edgy. And fucking monsters and shit. It's fucking got you written all over it.
But but playing that game has actually brought out parts of me that have been dormant for years.
Uh-huh.
I used to write stories and make music and kind of and had like this story and ideas built in my head, my creativity.
Uh-huh.
Since playing that, like it's been popping back into my head because I'm seeing things I don't normally see.
Sure.
'Cause you're playing a game that doesn't have a mini map. It forces you to learn
Oh, yeah.
everything, and it becomes ingrained in your mind, and you're like, I love this world because I am forced to live in it and just appreciate it. And
Oh, yeah.
once you get good at the game, then you can actually step back and go, holy shit, the level design, the artistic design is absolutely
Are-
incredible.
Are you reading the item descriptions too?
A little bit. Now, my plan is, after I beat it, and apparently I can do this beforehand, there's a guy on YouTube, I forget his name, who does like Dark Souls lore.
Are you talking
Forty
about
video.
Voxy Video?
Yeah.
Forty video.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
going-
the best.
I'm going to go through all of those because apparently I have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
like a
want to.
requirement.
Yeah.
If you want to watch dumb Dark Souls videos about like the top 10 ladders in Dark Souls, go watch Indie Mouse.
Mouse.
Indie Mouse is fucking great for that.
Also, Wild
Dark
Pie,
Souls
but that's
waifu-
Dark Souls 1.
Dark Souls waifus and like Dark Souls like items and shit.
The one he makes fun of all the time is top 10 Dark Souls zones.
Yeah.
It's really
he
dumb.
fucking brings that
Does
up
he have
all the time.
hello?
Hello.
I found him like probably about like 6 months to a year ago.
Yeah.
And his videos are great.
Yeah, he always shows up and suggested stuff when I watch Vati's stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
They joke back and forth.
yeah.
All right, so there's that. I've also been playing Mario and Rabbids.
Yes,
Oh,
you should
okay.
be.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a great game.
XCOM.
Yeah, it's very XCOM-y, Final Fantasy Tactics-esque. I'm enjoying it. It gives me anxiety playing it because it's like a one-time, like you could fail really bad and just have to start that thing over again. I don't know. It's
Always be jumping.
always be jumping.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to clear more ground, you better
Yeah.
fucking jump.
Yep. Double jumps. No, it's a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I don't watch too much TV. I know.
I'm kind of the same way. Like, I feel you.
The wife and I have been rewatching Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon motherfucking Ramsay.
Yes!
And now that Home Improvement is on Hulu, we've been watching that
Oh,
because
God.
because Tim Allen.
Because Tim Allen.
Because Tim Allen.
No, because Jonathan Taylor Thomas, to be fair.
Do you remember how much girls in like elementary school loved Jonathan
Yeah,
Taylor Thomas?
I fucking remember.
Yeah.
Fucking cream
It's
their
the
jeans.
worst.
Yeah.
The
It's
worst.
weird how my wife looks at 8-year-old Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I don't
And then
like
she
it.
looks at you and she's like, I
Disappointed.
settled for this. I could have had 8-year-old Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
In my mind, I'm.
Oh! Oh boy.
Am
Can't
I
wait.
going to censor that? You find out when you listen to it.
Probably yes.
As far as music goes, I don't tend to listen to too much.
Adam is settled in his old age.
Well, no, I'm not. No. I am the quite opposite. But
These kids in their top 40.
But either if I'm making music, I don't tend to listen to new stuff because I am so focused on writing and perfecting, and that's all you do is listen in the car, and you just in your headphones, you're obsessing over it. And it's a terrible,
It's okay,
terrible.
Adam. You have autism. It's
I
fine.
do have autism, and it's awful.
I've been listening to the same song that I've been working on for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've been
That's
listening.
all I listen to.
2 years. I have a song on there that's 2 years fucking old, and I'm like, wonders what I should do with this. How about you put it out, you stupid cuck?
I don't mean to interrupt.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to.
You're going
But
to.
it's an interesting tag to go along with what you're
Yes.
saying. So, I'm not trying to plug my music or whatever, but like,
Oh, here we go.
no, like, so
You
like
back the fuck up.
when I'm writing songs for Rise from Your Grave, like that's like punk and thrashy kind of stuff. I find that when I'm working on my music, like when I'm working on a track, I like if I'm trying to zone out and listen to something else, I'm listening to like rap, like I'm listening to like the Wu-Tang Clan just put out a new album, or
Yeah.
put out a new album and a new track. I've been listening to that Wu-Tang track for like since I downloaded it the other day at your
Yeah.
place. And like I'm listening to stuff that isn't the kind of stuff that I'm working on.
Okay.
It's just a weird tidbit. Not
That's
that it's
not a-
like super important,
Yeah.
but just I found that that's what I've been doing.
You know, we should do another Patreon exclusive. We'll do a video. It's just Adam and Tom's music, and we'll just sit there and suck each other off the entire time.
And still never released a track.
There's not one. There's not one song.
then we'll spend 10 minutes talking about the crippling anxiety and how we'll never release a track.
Yeah, and we'll never amount to anything, and we hate our lives,
Yep.
and everything's dark and bleak. Yeah.
Can I, since we're talking about music, can I go off on a short tangent?
No. See, anyway.
Can I finish?
No, sorry, we don't have time.
So the topic of conversation is what game changed gaming for you, transcended it.
So here's the thing. I've kind of already made this statement before, and we already know, like, in case you haven't been privy to the conversation that happens all the time, I like edgelordy shit, and not like ooh, I need to be a vampire because I want to grow up to be a vampire. Like, I'm not like that, but like I like games that confuse me. I like not like gameplay, but like story wise, like I like to be confused. I like to not understand what's going on, and then I like a really long explanation of what's going on. Like Senua's Sacrifice is a prime example of a game I like. I don't understand what's going on. You don't understand what's going on for a very long time in that game.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of weird shit that happens, and then the end happens, and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of games that I'm into. Now I'm into other stuff, but the first game that I ever played that made me go, "Oh shit," was Silent Hill 2. Because, like, yeah,
I figured that's where you were going.
Resident Evil 2, right? Like, I fucking love Resident Evil 2, but it's a stupid zombie game.
Right.
Let's call it what it is.
Right.
It's not like there's, like, this really gripping, intriguing story or anything like that. You play Silent Hill 2, and you are drawn in from the start. They hook you in with that first cutscene, and it just keeps building and getting weirder and weirder and stranger and more interesting as it goes. And the first time I played that, I was like, this is what games should be like. This is what I like. These are the things I like. I like to be creeped out. I like to put the story together. I like to, just like I do with you all the time, like when we were playing Deadly Premonition. I love speculating what's going on. I know that in 10 minutes I'm going to find out what it is, but I just want to guess.
Yeah.
Because I want to put it out there in the ether and then find out if I'm right or not.
Yeah.
Those are the kinds of things I love, and that's why that was the moment. Because, like, admittedly, up until, I would say probably about, 10 years ago, like, I would play video games, and I had a small N64 collection. I love the N64. But I wasn't, like, a gamer. Like, I wasn't playing games all the time. Like, you know, I would occasionally, like, I would buy, like, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. I bought that, and I played that on Bird's Xbox. Or, like, I would play the Batman games. Like, I would play stuff that I knew I was going to like. And I would buy that, and I would play it on whatever system Bird had, or the PC, or whatever. But I wasn't playing stuff all the time. And then once I started to get more into sort of finding games that were along those same lines, or games that sort of felt that same way, that's when I started to really play a lot more games. So that's my spiel about that.
That's your thing.
I'll tell you this, and I'm not telling you how to feel, but I'll tell you this from playing games with you and watching you play games. The other thing that I feel like did that for me, watching you play it, and probably did it for you, was the Legacy of Kain game.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was another one where it was like,
it probably didn't have
there's so much story going on,
right,
that you have to think about what's going on.
Because after playing Soul Reaver, and then going back and playing Blood Omen, and you know, going through Blood Omen and that kind of, like, going through all that lore and stuff.
And that's the thing, and that's why, like, Dark Souls games are great, because there's tons of lore that you can pick up everywhere.
Right.
It's just thrown about, and you can just pick it up or not.
Right.
That's what I mean, that's really...
It doesn't force it down your throat. If it's there if you want it, and it's great if you do.
Like, obviously, it's conveying its story to you, but, like, there are tons of other things you can learn about without having to do it.
Right.
Right.
Especially Blood Omen 1. Like, that game's great for that. But yeah, so those are my two, really.
Okay.
Bird?
So, not the earliest, but I want to point this out. One of the games that totally transcends everything, and if you watch my stream, you'd probably know, is that fucking Nier Automata is one of those, like, just hit it's got great combat, but, like, the story is really emotional. Plus, you have all this other lore from the first Nier and all these other games, and, you know, it's got this great ending where it's basically this giant fourth wall break. I don't want to ruin that in case anyone else.
It's a fucking Yoko Taro game, of course.
Yeah, it's fucking Yoko Taro. It's gonna be fucked up. You're gonna feel bad, but it's like it's bittersweet in a way, but it's probably not the first game that did it to me. And maybe this isn't even the first one, but it's the one I can think of at the moment. And it didn't. I feel like especially the first Condemned game, story-wise, did that for me really well, because you're thrown into this world. You know, you're condemned. You're basically like
you're condemned to Bloodshot.
pretty much. It's so you're thrown into this. I gotta find this killer.
Sure.
There's these serial killers. I gotta find this guy.
Serial
and then
killer
What was I
and
gonna
then
say? What was his name? Do you remember what his name
Serial
was?
Killer X. So stupid. I mean, that's a dumb name, but you're originally trying to find this different serial killer.
Sure.
And then you find out this other guy is killing serial killers.
Right.
And it delves it, and there's all this stuff there that gets thrown in there with like the fucking creatures with like the metal bits in their arm. Like,
Yeah.
why is all this crazy shit happen?
Right.
And like, there's parts in the first one where it's like, oh well, here's this X-ray that you had for your physical on the Force, but like part of your X-ray is redacted where your throat is, and they're like, why is that there? And you don't find out till the second game
Right.
that there's fucked up
And then
reasons.
it's a shitty cop out.
Well, it's not the shit. It's not the shittiest cop out,
Well, no,
but it makes sense eventually.
Yeah,
but
it makes
like,
sense in the context of the game, but
Right.
it's not the best.
Yeah. But that was the first one we're like, what the fuck? Like, there's so much shit going on here. And, like, once again, you find out all these little pieces of lore from picking up the other stuff
Yeah.
and all the collectibles and stuff. But you don't even find out everything by the end of it.
Right.
And if they would have never made a second one, you would never found out. But,
Right.
I mean, you do, and some of it's not the best. But
Right.
there's still good parts about Condemned 2. But
When you turn into a
that was
banshee.
one of, that and like I said, like I remember watching you play stuff like Legacy of Kain, or watching other people play stuff like Final Fantasy VII and stuff like that. But like that was the first one to me
Yeah.
where it was like I found this by myself and I dove into it.
Yeah.
And
And I think
that's
that kind of makes it special too, right?
yeah.
Because
It's-
obviously if people suggest a game to you, that's one thing.
Yeah,
But like
and
when you
there's nothing
find
wrong
something
with
that's
that.
kind of like your own thing, and then you get really into it, and you find
It's
yourself
like
really
I
getting into
remember
it.
sitting up in my room in my parents' place, like coming home from work in like 2006 or 7, just be like with the lights off, like fuck, like I'm in this like fucked up world, and like there's just homeless guys everywhere trying to fucking kill me. And I gotta beat them with a goddamn axe,
Just
or
like
some
real
shit.
life.
Yeah, really. So I think that's the one.
Yeah.
I might think of a better answer later, but that's
And that's a perfectly acceptable answer.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be, I guess, the first one, but really the one, right?
right.
So,
Ando?
I have two answers. One is probably obvious because I don't know how many times we've played these games, but Mega Man.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the first ones that set out for me. It was just like, this is a fucking game. You can do... There's so many different fucking ways you can go about this game.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, oh, there are things in this level that I can't use yet. I have to come back and use this. I could have had this weapon to tackle this.
Right.
Or there's just easier ways to go about, like, I could just go all the way out through the whole game without using any kind of weapons. I could go using just this weapon.
Right.
Like that, it was like just a weird customizable thing about it. It was just like
Right.
how many ways you can just do the game. I don't know how many times I've played Mega Man 2 trying to figure out different ways of going about the game.
Well, you've definitely at least played it twice because both of those videos are on this channel.
Yeah.
One is a playthrough, and the other one is the Atari video.
Yeah. So there's just like that was a game that I grew up with, like,
And that's an interesting obviously I think mine and Bird's stories are a little bit more like
On the emotional
the
level.
story
Yeah.
took you there. But I think with yours it's like, okay, yeah, it's a game, but like you're tackling it a different way than you would a regular Nintendo game.
Yeah.
And that's what made it, and like that's interesting to me. Like
It's-
that's what made it better than everything else, because you found a way that you could do it your way.
yeah.
That's cool.
It seems basic as fuck.
Right.
If you're just looking at it.
Right.
But there's so many different ways you can tackle it, and
Yeah.
like you can't. It's
Shot-
just that's how it is. Just any game in that series is like that.
Yeah.
Shining Force was that game to me.
Yeah.
Was where it could you could do mods where you could do anything with it, and I played around with it so much,
Sure.
doing it different ways. So
The other answer is Earthworm Jim.
Okay.
okay,
that was the first game. Like up until that point, playing video games was just like they're just video games. There's really not much to them. It's just like get point A, point B.
Right.
This is your basic storyline.
Right.
Or if there's a story at all.
Right.
Earthworm Jim was the first game I played where I realized that a game can be whatever the fuck it wants to be and not fucking care.
Yeah.
This is a game that has fucking humor, and you're just gonna fucking take it.
Yeah.
Like,
you're gonna take it or not.
Like it was,
but it's gonna give it to you.
It was the weirdest fucking game I ever played in my life up until that point.
Oh, I could see
where
that.
I was like, okay, the first level's this. Oh, now I'm in fucking hell. Now I'm a fucking
Why am I in hell?
Now I'm a blind salamander or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, what are these fucking levels? Like, what is this fucking game?
Yeah.
And you could play the game and kill the fucking princess. Was that how it was? Like, you drop the cow on her?
I think that's the actual ending. Is you like
Yeah.
because the cow from the beginning ends up like
That you
landing
launch,
on her. Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck is this game? Like,
Yeah.
It was the weirdest fucking. I was like, I like this. I want fucking more games to be like this. I want games to have humor. So it was like the first game to show me that like games can be whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So those are my two answers.
And that's another unique answer because it's not like I said, it wasn't the story or whatever. It was the fact that it was doing something different that you hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
So like obviously like things like Booger Man and stuff like that came out after Earthworm Jim did.
Yeah.
But like you're right. Like that game just does whatever the fuck it wants.
It didn't
It
care.
reminds me of Stimpy's Invention too.
It does kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that was
Earthworm-
more like that was based on the show, and the show was like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, it's
But
true.
yeah, but no, you're-
yeah,
yeah.
it's a similar type of like it's random shit thrown in there.
Oh yeah,
It's just kind of
yeah. That's an interesting way
Yeah, it's-
to think about that. I like that.
Because my brain immediately goes to what you guys started going
Yeah.
to, something that emotionally affected you. Whereas, like, story-wise, where Ando's is very mechanic and, like, let's say, just
Something
this
that-
aesthetics.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Something that brought something new to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so in the conversation, just hearing everyone out, because now that I'm going last, I'm like, oh, that sounds a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
You're
I'm
like,
just-
you're
I'm
like the
just-
last lady in
I'm
Price is Right,
right,
that does
right,
a dollar.
Right.
Yeah. Thinks I'm gonna
be
win.
that
I got
asshole.
this dollar
Yeah.
bet.
I'm going to have the best answers. All right, so I'm going to start. I'm going to make the one pretty simple because I'm pretty sure everyone can relate to it. All right, so first one, I think the very first one that really did it for me. I had a Super Nintendo growing up, and then I got a PlayStation, and I remember the exact.
Brag.
I know. And then, but I remember very vividly a game coming out, and my cousin got it, and he told me he had it, and he said, "Oh, I like it. It's cool. If you want to borrow it, you can." So I remember digging around in his plastic purple Lakers, LA Lakers locker that was in his room, and at the bottom of it, covered in a pile of shit because he's the most disorganized person on the planet, was
That's your biggest pet peeve,
right there. Autism engaged at age 10 was Final Fantasy VII.
Nice.
So, what did that for me? I mean, just because even at the time it looked so good and it looked great, but it's the music.
Yeah.
I've always been immediately drawn to good music, and the sounds and the soundtrack and just the
Sorry,
noises.
I was just
of
like
it.
removing the cat from behind my computer.
No, it's fine. You little dipshit. Still to this day, when I hear it, I'm back to being a kid again.
Yeah.
The story I didn't understand. It took me until about 10 years ago to go, oh, that's what the game's about? Oh, that's cool. The game,
I still don't think I understand what the hell that game's about.
I know it to a T, but it's not that great. It's good. It's not. There's better Final
And
Fantasy.
then
I'll
you
tell you
can
what
go on a
happens.
date with Barrett.
like Final
so-
Fantasy 9.
I was gonna say
Final
this.
Fantasy 9 is bae.
This is the story of Final Fantasy VII. Cloud dies at the end of disc 1, and everything after that is just
No,
a dream.
that's
It's a
the one
fever
for
dream.
Final Fantasy 8.
I loved 8. I have 9, but 7 was the one that was like, oh my god, games can have a very in-depth story,
Sure.
a look appealing, and music that just it sat in my head every day, and I wanted to learn it. I sat at a piano and learned the songs. I mean, it did so much for me that
Right.
affected me outside of just playing it.
Right.
And I never finished that game, but I remember Tom and I playing it over at our uncle's house while the parents were downstairs watching Steelers games. And I remember we got to the end of like the first disc, and I remember being very, we were passing back and forth, and like our cousin was playing, and I was very, very entranced in the story and like following along. That was one of those. We played it around the same time as the first Legacy or Soul Reaver.
Yeah.
And it was another one of those kind of like had this story and all this weird gameplay, and it was
something to rope you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My second game, this is going to be the small one, because I'm looking at your computer screen. I'm like, oh my god, why wouldn't I? Of course I would say this. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Prince of Persia: Sands.
Where?
I see it at the bottom. I see the logo.
Right next
I was
to
going to say, his wallpaper's Doom.
I know. Doom is absolutely incredible. But Prince of Persia, it was a game that actually my sister and I played together. We played it numerous times over. The story was so concise and great and simple, and it was just, here it is. This is what the game is. And then the rewinding of time was such a unique concept, very similar. That's what brought me to, when Ando said, the mechanics of like Mega Man, it brought something new to games that didn't exist before. And like, it's still to this day, there are times where I'm like, I died. I wish I could rewind. Stupid shit like that, but it sticks with you even to this day. Yeah, I'll start the story from here next time. All right, and then the game that was also on my mind the entire time was Portal 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only because it made me feel so smart playing it.
Yeah, that game really does like fire fucking endorphins into your ass.
And once you get it, you'll get to the next level and go, shit. And then you'll sit there, and the instant you want to give up is the moment it all clicks, and you're like, holy shit. And once you're on your cloud nine, and the story's really cool. It's interesting. It doesn't spoon feed it to you. It kind of just lets you find things in the world that are like, oh, that's this, that's it. I love dilapidated areas. That's why I love BioShock so much. Mm-hmm. So that's another one. But
there's a lot of new shit in that one too that was better than the first.
Yeah,
one.
the first one's just a good puzzle game with a really cool twist at the end. That one was just sublime.
It was a fantastic
sublime game. Yeah.
Don't play that with people that don't know how to do puzzle games. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I wish I still had that footage of Guffey and I playing the entire co-op together, because if you ever wanted to see me yell at Guffey for hours at a time, that would have been.
I could watch you yell at Guffey forever.
That's hard. I remember playing that with friends and almost having to sit there and go, "No, you do this. Now you do that."
And it's not like playing a co-op game with Ando where he's fucking it up, but he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Guffey legitimately doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't realize that friendly fire is on, and I start smacking him with the bat.
Yeah. Like, it was fun, and we had a good time, but, like, it can be frustrating playing that game with somebody that doesn't understand the mechanics of Portal.
Sure. I wish they would make more, but you know what? If they stopped, it's a great moment to go, holy shit, you guys came out on top. You never did another one.
Valve's not going to make any other games at this point, so I'm not.
They don't need to.
What was their last game?
Dota 2?
Yeah, Dota.
Yeah, when was that?
10 years ago?
Yeah. They're not making another one.
Yeah.
No, it was more recent than 10 years ago, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Look it
up, Thomas. Look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Citation needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's it for this week.
Episode 2 of the podcast.
This was a long ranty episode.
They're all going to be like this. I think.
I know. If we can get through what we've been consuming this week faster, I feel like we can get a good hour.
We need to get that down to like 10 minutes.
We need to really bang that out. Really need to bang that out.
Banging each other.
All right, Adam. How are we closing this podcast?
Come watch Bird stream. I'm playing Shining Force.
Is your name Adam?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well,
No.
I mean, he brought up a point. I was going to say, like, when we don't know when this is going up.
No.
It's going up next week on the Patreon.
Like, you don't know, like, what day.
I don't know what day now.
Okay, that's fine. I was going to mention I was going to do a stream of the Mega Man X collection, but I don't know when this is going to air, and I don't know when I'm actually going to do it. It's probably going to be the Friday that the game comes out, which is would probably be the 28th.
The 27th.
27th. 27th is probably I'm going to do a stream of me playing Mega Man X games poorly on the Mega Man X collection.
There you go.
I'm gonna do that on Friday, the 27th. I don't know if that's even.
It might work.
Okay.
We'll see what I can get around to. If it's past the 27th, you know I've failed you.
And well, it'll be archived, but I plan on playing that on that Friday night.
So we need to send off, like, try not to fuck yourselves, but
Yeah.
Try
I have a
to listen to the next podcast.
Here's how we end this. I have a question for everyone.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay.
okay.
God, Jesus, a German Shepherd.